Welcome back, my credit fiends. Today, somebody came to me and they asked me, hey, I have 2 charge-offs. What should I do? Now, it's going to look a lot differently for everybody. Everybody's situation is going to be completely different, but I can tell you exactly what I said to this person to help them out. Now, whenever I went to them, their score had actually increased about 100 points from in the 400s to the 500s, and we are slowly but steadily establishing them to get them a higher credit limit. However, this is what I would do if I had those 2 charge-offs. Both charge-offs that they had were from Navy Federal, and I know what you guys are thinking. If you know anything about Navy Federal, you know not to play with Navy Federal because they are the ones that are really giving you guys the bag. If you guys know anything about me and this channel, you know that Navy Federal has extended me the most amount of credit that I've ever received from any institution. So you do not want to mess up your relationship with Navy Federal. Therefore, this video is going to be more leaning towards this person not messing up their relationship, but I will give you both of the sides if you decide not to mend your relationship with them, what can possibly happen. When I went and checked their credit score on Credit Karma, just doing a brief overlay of their credit score, they did not have any collections or any derogatory marks, but they did have 5 missed payments because of the second account that they had that was charged off, which was a loan. Now, this personal loan was late 5 different times because, you have the 30 late, then you have the 60 and the 90, and it just keeps going until they charge it off finally. So he had the 5 missed payments. And the other account, it really actually was in collections, but it wasn't showing on his profile that it was in collections because this one was a checkings account with Navy Federal, and the person had actually gone negative with them and owed them money from overdraft fees and just going beyond the limit. You guys already know how a checking account works. Now, Navy Federal, they have their own internal collections department. They are not going to immediately charge and sell that debt off. And that's one of the good things about Navy Federal, and that's why they are well respected, I feel like, is because they don't immediately just go off and hurt your credit profile. Now, it does say charge off on there, but they did not go ahead and sell that off. Now, the checking account, the very first account that was charged off, that one is with the collections agency, but it's someone that Navy Federal works with, and the name of them is called Apellis. Now, I'm not too familiar with all of the Navy Federal collections agencies that they work with, but I know there are a few, and there are some that are notorious for going after the clients and suing the clients if it is a good significant amount of money or they feel like it's necessary to do so. Now, you can always be sued for the amount that you owe because this is the amount that you owe. Even if it's in collections, that doesn't mean that you don't owe that anymore. It just means that it already hit your credit, and the chances of getting that off of your credit is very slim, so people just decide not to pay it and let it fall off after 7 years because the debt will no longer be collectible after 7 years, unless you live in a state where you open that back up and you go and talk to the collections agency and you reopen that window of opportunity for them to go ahead and collect that debt. So you do have to be careful on what you do. The very first thing that this person should have done, but they did not do, but it's okay because we got it and we figured out exactly what happened with that, was they should have asked for the proof of the debt from the very first collections agency that was trying to collect that checkings account debt. Now, whenever you go ahead and you ask for the proof of the debt, they're supposed to send you something in the mail showing you the account number, where it came from, and all that good stuff, letting you know that they have all the information about you and this account, and this is your debt. If they are unable to provide you with the information of where they got this from, or if there's any inaccuracies, then you can file the complaint with the CFPB. You can also go ahead and dispute that account, especially if it's showing up on your credit report. Now, lucky for this client, they weren't having anything show up on their credit report, and they had already started making up a payment plan with this collections agency. And we went ahead and we found out that they did end up getting that paperwork that they originally sent with all the information. So originally, once I found out about this, I told them, hey, why are you making payments on something that you don't even know if they have the complete information? Because this can just be written off, or you can dispute this if they don't have all the information. Now, as far as the second account that was charged off, this Navy Federal loan, he has two options. He can either go to Navy Federal and offer them a lump sum, which is a lot less than what he would owe. So maybe like $1,500, $2,000, to see if they will go ahead and settle that debt, and it'll change the marking on his account to charged off to settled. And doing that does help your score just a little bit, but not really, because you still had those missed payments and everything like that. It's still rough. And the relationship with Navy Federal will kind of be destroyed in a sense, because you never even paid them back their money. Now, if he goes to them and he tells them, hey, I want to set something up, then that will be the best way to go ahead and mend that relationship with Navy Federal. If you can set up some type of payment plans to go ahead and make sure that they get all their money back. And then also just going to them and seeing like how long, or if they are going to send that off to a collections agency, because you don't want them to go ahead and do that after you already start paying payments on that. You kind of want something in writing that they're not going to report that to the collections agency, or if it is on there, that you can get that pay for delete if they are offering it, or if you ask them and they allow it. Some places will, some places won't. Navy Federal is on the fence, and a lot of collections agencies are on the fence about doing the pay for delete. I learned because it makes the credit bureaus look at their firm like they're reporting things that are inaccurate, because they're asking for the bureaus to delete it. So doing this makes them look at them a little funny, because they're asking like, hey, this was an actual debt that this person had, so they need to be responsible and pay their debts, or else this wouldn't happen. Then the next thing that I told this person to do was go ahead and get those payments going. You need some type of secured card, or if you can get an unsecured card, that would be great, but with those missed payments, maybe not. If they wanted to, they could go ahead and try to get pre-approved for a bunch of different unsecured cards, just to shop around and see if they could possibly get an unsecured credit card. But more than likely, they will have to start from scratch and get that secured card, since they are not a student. But there are other options if you don't want to go the secured card route, and you can do like something like Chime, or you can report your rent. And I have these links on my website at creditfiend.com if you guys need a set list of starter cards, or if you need help with the loan starter options, or if you guys need a complete list of rent reporters. That is all on my website at creditfiend.com. Another thing that I recommended for this person to do is get some authorized users on their account. If they have anybody that they trust, like a mom, dad, somebody in their family that they trust, because everything that this person does is going to report on their credit report. But go ahead and get some authorized user accounts on there, so that way that history can reflect and start to wash out those missed payments. And that's all I have for you guys. If you have anything similar to this, go ahead and drop a comment down below. You can DM me on Instagram, X, TikTok, or you can go on my website and submit a form, or you can even email me creditfiend@gmail.com. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we fiending for this credit.